morning, or should I say, dobro jutro. We just had our first night stealth camping in Sarajevo. We're in a car park that we found on Park for Night, and it's been fine, and we're probably going to stay tonight as well. We just woke up and got ready, and we're going to do a sightseeing day in Sarajevo today because we don't have much work on, so why not? We're going to go to the Yellow Fortress, which is a lookout point across the city, and we're also going to go to the bridge where Franz Ferdinand was shot and that triggered the First World War. What's the bridge called? The Latin Bridge. We might go have coffee somewhere, we might get a falafel today, and we're looking forward to it. So you can come with us.
With both of us?
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going.
Tell you who's not coming with us.
Oh, he's not going.
This little boy. Sorry, darling. Sorry, sweetheart. Let's start with some facts about Sarajevo. Sarajevo is the capital city of Bosnia and Herzegovina and is situated in the West Balkans in southeast Europe. It has a population of roughly 350,000. The city was an important trading centre during both the Ottoman and the Austro-Hungarian empires. The Ottoman era in Sarajevo began in the 1400s. Their governance had a great impact on Bosnia's culture and religion today, a place with a majority Muslim population. At the beginning of World War II, the Nazis stormed Sarajevo and it became part of the NDH, a fascist party of Croatia. In 1943, however, partisan forces made their way into the city, liberating it from the fascist regime. Before Bosnia's eventual independence in 1992, Sarajevo was a city within the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia. The city hosted the 1984 Winter Olympics. Forested hills and 5 major mountains surround the city. From the 5th of April 1992 to the 29th of February 1996, Sarajevo suffered the longest siege of any capital city in the history of modern warfare, when the Bosnian Serbs encircled the city. 11,541 civilians were killed, 1,601 of those were children. So we started our day exploring and learning with traditional Bosnian coffee in the old town. It's served in beautiful copper pots and it was very strong, but good. We climbed the hill to the Yellow Fortress, which is a lookout point, for an incredible view across the city and to hear the sound of church bells and the call to prayer from the mosques. Along the way we passed many graves. These were the victims of the Bosnian War. After this we were pretty hungry, so we decided to go back to the van for a late lunch and to get some work done. The next day we went to see the last attractions we had on our list. Firstly, the Siege of Sarajevo Museum. We had already visited the Genocide Museum the day before I started filming, and it was probably the most harrowing exhibit I've ever been to. It details the genocide that happened during the Bosnian War, the ethnic cleansing campaign against Bosnian Muslims by the Army of Republika Srpska. We needed to give it a few days before we went back to learn about another brutal element of the Bosnian War, the siege of the city. Just like the Genocide Museum, the Siege Museum has a strong focus on survivors' testimonies. The testimonials from the siege were mostly terrifying experiences from people of all ages, and it was impossible not to feel a close connection to the survivors, especially as their possessions were displayed alongside their stories. After this, we decided to pop to the Tito Museum for some light relief. It's an automated museum, so you pay by machine as you enter, and it's situated inside a small traditional apartment. consisting of just a few rooms chock-a-block with retro Yugoslavia memorabilia and information about Tito's reign. He was both the Prime Minister and the President of the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia from 1944 until his death in 1980. We both thought this museum was really fun and kitsch, and it was interesting to learn a little bit about Yugoslavian socialism, workers' rights, and simpler times gone by. Then we came back to the van for some pittas, stuffed with what we hoped were vegan items from the deli, deep-fried cauliflower and some hash browns, with some pickled veg and lots of hummus. It was a really great lunch. It's quite hard to eat as vegans out here, but we're gradually finding things in supermarkets that we like. So that was our time in Sarajevo. I hope you enjoyed watching that. We had a really great couple of days exploring the city. We felt like proper sightseers. Neither of us had particularly busy schedules, so we were actually able to go out and see quite a bit, which was really good. Definitely highly recommend all of the museums that we went to. You can spend a long time in that city learning about recent history and learning about ancient history too, because it has a very long history that's incredibly interesting. We usually find cities, when we visit them in the van, quite stressful. We worry about the van. We're overstimulated by like how fast-paced cities always are, and we also obviously find it quite expensive. But Sarajevo was none of those things. We didn't worry about the van at all. Where we parked, it was pretty safe. We really had a great time. Sarajevo's got like a bit of a chilled vibe to it, especially when you're walking down the pedestrian streets. We had a good time there. We felt very comfortable there. I thought I would share some positives about the city and then also some negatives as well. So the positives for us were definitely learning about the history. We definitely appreciated and respected the fact that Sarajevo is very open about its recent history of war and of genocide in Bosnia as a whole. I just think that Sarajevians, the citizens of Sarajevo, are very brave, and it's very admirable for them to kind of live amongst so much evidence of war rather than try and cover it up. I think it's very important for visitors to the city to learn about it and to see how awful and brutal humans can be to each other due to things like nationalism and dehumanization. I think it felt especially poignant for us at this time because there is an active genocide happening in Gaza. Western countries are complicit. Just to learn about what happened in Bosnia and how international groups were slow to act and acted inefficiently, and then also the perpetrators of the genocide, to learn about their denial was very similar to the denial that we're seeing at the moment from Israel. A lot of lies and a lot of kind of creating doubt and propaganda within their own countries and regions. It was just a very, very similar and very comparable, the genocide of Bosniaks compared to the genocide of Gazans that's currently happening. Loved all of the different cultures and religions and identities that you find in Sarajevo. The mosques and the churches side by side. We liked the relaxed vibe, and the mountain setting was beautiful, and also value for money. It's somewhere you can go and have a cheap time if you would like to. And now for some negatives. Definitely a top one for us was the air pollution. It is a city that struggles a lot with high rates of air pollution. There is a lot of traffic and a lot of like heavy vehicles on the road. So yeah, you can definitely like taste it and feel it, the air pollution in the air. I'd say also the lack of vegan options is a negative. I think that's just going to be a theme throughout Bosnia for us. And then also the weather was not good at all. We're now in Mostar, which is about under 2 hours away from Sarajevo, and it's closer to the coast, and it's at least 10 degrees warmer here. So Sarajevo in March is cold, kind of grey, you might get some rain, it might be quite like misty and the visibility might not be that good. It's also a negative to be reminded of so much war and recent trauma and loss on the Bosnian population. So yeah, you do kind of walk around with a bit of a heavy feeling in your chest, just to be warned. But again, as I say, it's a good thing that they are so open with it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that vlog from me. Let me know if you've been to Sarajevo or if you would like to go, and let me know if you're from Sarajevo. That would be cool. I've got some content I'm making from our time in Mostar and down in this area of Bosnia and Herzegovina. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.